side. At this time, I invite you to stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please welcome Matthew Budin, Ava Hardin, Lily Harris, Anna Marshall, Megan Reimer, and Elizabeth Ross. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, students, parents, faculty, members of the Board of Education, fellow administrators, and guests. I am Kelly Jackson, and as principal of Wilmette Junior High, I am honored to preside over this evening's ceremony. As we begin, I ask that you please silence cell phones and electronic devices. This is the perfect time to take a screen break so we can focus on celebrating the achievements of our graduates without any interruption. At this time, please welcome Caroline Siebert to the podium to present the class welcome.
Well, good evening. So if you're listening to this, congratulations. You are or are in some way related to a graduate of the WJHS class of 2017. So, and I didn't even have to ask for it. So welcome. Welcome parents, welcome teachers, welcome school board, welcome Dr. Lechner. But most of all, welcome fellow graduates. The biggest time of our lives is about to start. Isn't it weird to think about? I never in a million years thought that I would actually get to this point. On some level, I think I knew that I would, but high school, graduation, that's something reserved for the big kids. My older cousins, the older siblings of my friends. And now it's actually happening to me, to all of you. I still remember my first experience coming to WJHS. I had seen it and heard about it, even played on its fields during those rec league soccer tournaments, Go Blue Dolphins. But my first time inside of the school was actually in 5th grade. I was here for a chorus concert, and I remember every detail vividly. I was probably about a head or two shorter than I am now, super tiny, with a strikingly similar haircut. I came here, and it was like living in Alaska your entire life and then moving to Hawaii. Some of the older kids filled my head with rumors. You can use your phone at recess. They have a gourmet cafeteria. You're allowed to do whatever you want in class. And me, because I was a somewhat naive fifthie, they've since outlawed that term at HMS, believed them. It didn't help that I was wandering around and saw the den sign. I assumed that coming here would be something akin to living in a fancy palace. When I actually did arrive, in a lot of ways, I was disappointed and mad at the older kids for their deception. But now, as I reflect on it 4 years later, I realized that WJHS actually really was as amazing as they told me. On some level, all of those kids with their flashy promises and exaggerations, they were right. But how? There is no fancy gourmet cafeteria. I wasn't allowed to use my phone at all hours. But they also told me that here, they treat you like an adult. They give you a lot of freedom, and that is the truth. This school has been my first taste of real maturity. Not the mom and dad were trusting you to do your homework type maturity, but what it actually means to be a good person. To have people trust you and like you and depend on you. To have integrity and to do the right thing. There is no class that can teach that. And yet, I stand here truly believing that each and every one of us has earned it. Each and every student here has had great experiences and bad ones. We've soared and fallen and done everything in between, and we're much wiser for it. We are officially young men and women, and we have our whole lives ahead of us in high school and college and beyond. But before we can enter into the crazy, wonderful rest of our lives, we need to graduate. So, as I finish this speech, I wish you all the best of luck. Let's have fun today and properly honor all the time we've spent in District 39. Eat cake, have a wild party. We've earned it. Thank you.
Next, please welcome Julia Nelson to the podium to present a reflection on the class's academic experiences.
I think it's safe to say that every student graduating from Wilmette Junior High School today has been challenged here in District 39 in some way. Exactly how varies from person to person. Maybe you were hyperventilating over taking your first math final in 7th grade. Maybe you struggled with the idea of learning a new language, Latin or French or Spanish, German or Mandarin, in 5th grade. Maybe you were terrified of leaving your parents for 2 nights to go on outdoor ed in 4th grade. Maybe you're like me, scared of giving a speech in front of such a large audience, which I'm doing right now. Or maybe the thing that you feared the most was finding the courage to step into a District 39 school for the very first time. Maybe you were 5, maybe you were 13, maybe you were somewhere in between. It doesn't matter. Your emotions, fear, anxiety, anticipation were the same. You had no idea what to expect. What would the students be like? What would the teachers be like? What would the homework be like? What would the school food be like? Believe me, that last one is more stressful than you might think. What does matter is that you did it. You took that first step into a new school, be it Central, Mackenzie, Ramona, Harper, Highcrest, or WJHS. You didn't just face your fears, you defeated them. After that first step, you took a second, and then a third and a fourth, and met new people, and learned new things, and made new friends, and accomplished so much more than you ever knew was possible. And maybe you ended up liking the school food after all. And there have been countless other challenges since then. How many times, after hearing about a project, or essay, or test, or trip, or 8th grade graduation, do you think you couldn't do it? Yet somehow, even when you thought your teachers had given you an insurmountable challenge, you managed to succeed. Everything you were worried about, all your struggles along the way, seem so small now. That homesickness you felt before outdoor ed, you were too busy having fun with your friends to miss your parents during the trip. That world language you struggled with the idea of learning, well, you've stuck with it for 4 years now, and you've surely learned something along the way. That math final you worried about, you passed 7th grade, so you must have done well. And my speech, well, I haven't fainted yet, so I'll take that as a good sign. That's why you're sitting here today. That's why I'm standing here today. That's why everyone is supporting you here today. Because you did it. You succeeded in 8th grade. More than that, you succeeded in District 39. You succeeded in your whole life so far, really. And next year, when you go to New Trier or Loyola or Regina or whatever other high school you choose, whatever college or university or graduate school you choose, you'll be ready. You've done things you never thought you could do. You've challenged yourself and succeeded. You've grown as a person. And hopefully you've had some fun along the way. Last but not least, remember that it wasn't just your hard work that got you here. It was the work of your excellent parents, relatives, and friends, as well as District 39's amazing teachers and support staff. Without them, not one of us would be here today, so thank you.
Once again, welcome guests. I thank you for being here tonight and sharing this special moment with our graduates. Before I begin, I'd like to thank Superintendent Lechner, the Board of Education, Mr. Reeses, Mr. Wernette, our teaching staff, parents, and you, the class of 2017. It has been an honor to work with you and see you grow this year. I would also like to thank the staff at New Trier for allowing us to use their facility this evening. Now that we have entered the summer television season, there's a show back on the air hosted by famous adventure seeker Bear Grylls. It's called Running Wild. On the show, he takes celebrities out for a 2-day trek in the wilderness to help them confront their fears and in the process learn a little about what makes each person who they are. When asked about these adventures, Grylls once said that to him, the adventure has always been the connections and bounds that you create with the people while you are there. He goes on to say that you can have this type of adventure anywhere. It doesn't have to be at the top of a mountain or in the middle of the rainforest to be an adventure made through connecting with others. As you reflect on your last 9 years in District 39, it has been quite an adventure of making connections. You began your time in District 39 making new friends and forming connections that lasted throughout elementary school. You and your fellow foxes, cheetahs, mustangs, and dolphins connected with academics in reading, writing, science, social studies, math, and Spanish. And you found your common with others through connections made in visual and performing arts, music, painting, and technology. You connected with literature as you read books by Eric Carle, Maurice Sendak, and J.K. Rowling. And you made connections with each other as you played basketball and kickball in gym class and climbed on the playground equipment during recess. Then came Highcrest. Once you entered 5th grade, you found yourself making new connections with people from all of the elementary schools. And while your connections with academic learning grew stronger, you expanded those connections through new experiences in drama, world languages, the variety show, HMS Field Day, and the 6th grade trip to Gilson Park. Highcrest was the beginning of a 4-year adventure that has brought you to this moment, here tonight. Now, this evening, you sit connected together once again. You are connected by this experience. You are connected by the last few days you have spent together as teams and as friends through competitions and through roller coasters. And you are connected by the fact that you, and only you, all 420 of you, are the only people who can claim to be the WJHS graduating class of 2017. As you embark on your next adventure through high school, and as you build new relationships with new classmates and teachers, remember the adventures of the past 9 years, and remember the connections that are present in this very room. It is through this connected community that sits all around you that you are supported, you are loved, and you are prepared for the adventures that lie ahead. We wish you well, class of 2017. Each year, we recognize students from each team as our tri-ship winners. I welcome 8th grade level administrator Eric Reeses to the podium to present the student awards.
Good evening, everybody. In the spirit of student recognition, we will be awarding 6 students with the Tri-Ship Award. Students who receive the Tri-Ship exemplify the qualities of a positive student learner. These qualities include scholarship, fellowship, and citizenship. It's important for us to note that these qualities are observed in all of our students throughout the year. Every student in this room has worked extremely hard, and we are all celebrating your vast achievements today. You all have a very bright future ahead of you. Our teachers have identified 2 students from their team who stood out as examples of scholarship, fellowship, and citizenship. From Team 8A, would the following Tri-Ship honorees please join me on the stage? Will Parker and Emma Braband. From Team 8B, would the following Tri-Ship honorees please join me on the stage? Michael Kim and Emily Rice. From Team 8C, would the following Tri-Ship honorees please join me on the stage? Matthew Budin and Jenna Birdsell. Congratulations to all of our Tri-Ship winners. Next, please welcome Carter McDermott to the podium to present a reflection on the class's extracurricular experiences.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for attending our graduation ceremony for the 8th grade class of 2017. Looking back on my experiences here in District 39, it's difficult for me to start describing how crazy these 8 years have been. They went by so fast. But today, I'm going to be talking about my extracurricular experiences here in this district. Now, I'm sure most of the people here in this audience know it's hard to sit still and listen all the time. But the extracurriculars are always the perfect solution. In my time in District 39, the number of clubs I've researched, sampled, or participated in is a number I've lost count of. There really are so many options. And of course, there were some that came easier to me than others. When in first grade, I took the Mandarin Chinese Club. We were making paper lanterns, and mine ripped right in half right after I made the first fold. I can clearly remember the humiliation of messing up the activity so quickly. But I remember the teacher was right by my side with a second sheet of construction paper and a guiding hand. It felt amazing to have a second chance. Now fast forward 5 years to 6th grade track and field. I was standing in that patch of grass that lines the side of Highcrest, preparing to try out for the hurdles portion of track. My tryout was far from perfect. But when I was one of the people chosen to run hurdles at our meet, I was ecstatic. Granted, everybody got into hurdles that year, but the feeling of being included in something I wasn't amazing at had me through the roof. That meet, I ran hurdles. I came in 3rd place. There were 3 people running. I even got beaten by the guy who pushed the hurdles away and just ran as he went along. But when I got back to my group, all my friends were cheering and hugging me, and I really felt like I was the true winner that day. As I stand here today, I don't have many stories of my first place medals or my award-winning art project, but I do have stories of failure. I messed up a lot. But at this point in time, I turn back and think to myself how lucky I am to make my mistakes here in this incredibly forgiving, nurturing environment. It's easy for people to get up and talk about what they succeeded at. But I wanted to talk today about what I may not have done right. I think that speaks to District 39 in a way that nothing else can. Because this is a place where mistakes are celebrated. Because mistakes always lead to learning. And after all these years, I can only hope that we use what we've learned the right way. Thank you, District 39. Thank you for teaching us even when we weren't in the classroom. That's what I love about extracurriculars. And that's what we love about this school. Thank you.
Before we distribute diplomas, I would ask that Superintendent Dr. Raymond Lechner come certify the class of 2017.
I am thrilled to stand before the class of 2017. I see 420 students ready to open a new chapter in their lives. You are moving forward in a world that is ever-changing. And as I thought about your next big step, I reflected on how much change we have seen in the 13 or 14 years before you were born, since you were born. In the last 14 years, we have seen many inventions, innovations, and developments. Parents, get ready for the list I'm about to share. You may be struck by how much has evolved in the last 14 years. As for me, during what feels like a relatively short amount of time, students, since you were born, there's been a ton of new stuff. Here is only a handful. Wi-Fi, iTunes, Skype, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Google Maps, Nintendo Wii, iPhone, Kindle, Android, Spotify, iPad, Instagram, Siri, Apple Watch, and apps galore, not to mention hoverboards. And with the possible exception of hoverboards, most of us can't even imagine a life today without all of that change. So now, let's look into the future. Students, you will go into high school, then off to college and a career. Let's flash forward. Let's travel through time. We're going to jump 20 years ahead until 2037. Okay, now I want everyone here right now to add 20 years to your age. Graduates, you'll be 33. That was for the parents, too. Graduates, you'll be 33 or 34 years old. Can you even imagine what it will feel like to be that old? Given the change that we've seen in the past decade, it's hard to even imagine what the world will look like in 20 years from now. I wondered what our graduates would think about that future, so I asked them. And I got some pretty interesting feedback. I began with something easy. My first question, what will be the price of gas in 2037? Okay, let's start. Jack Mitchell. He said 0.000045 cents per gallon. Why? Because everyone will be driving electric. Some students predicted there will be no gas. All of it will be used up. Alex Greco predicts that the price per gallon will be $77 with 15 zeros added. That's $77 quadrillion. Caroline Smith summed it up pretty simply. Too much for me to afford when I'm an adult. Next, I asked the graduates about phones. Way back in 2003, a not-so-smart flip phone was the rage. At the same time, the very first smartphones were introduced. These ancient tools were called BlackBerries. The first iPhone came just 7 years ago in 2007. Today, everyone has a smartphone. But how will we be communicating in 20 years? Maggie Von Dolan reported with ESP. Emily Rice said telepathically. Eva Nogshini thinks dogs will be able to communicate with people. Lincoln Crow suggested robot carrier pigeons. Many students said we'll be using holograms. Julie Nelson thinks iPhones will just continue to roll out. She's anxious to get that iPhone 100. And Mia Palmer, she thinks an iPhone will be 11 feet long. Next, let's review picture taking. Digital cameras became popular when these graduates were toddlers. The first iPhone carried cameras at our fingertips. But how will we capture images in 2037? Many students mentioned Google Glass. Andrew Hungness thinks we will blink and then whatever we see will be stored in a software program. Saren Park expects that we will hold a lens near our eye and take a picture just by seeing something. Serena Papachia and Sia Middle both think we'll have special contact lenses for picture taking. Next, what about transportation 20 years from now? Jetpacks and hoverboards were mentioned, along with flying and driverless cars. Sophie Byrne thinks we'll just need one vehicle, one that will change from a car to a boat to an airplane. Jake Rubin wisely said, hopefully not by our mothers. Hey, Jake, for your sake at 34, I hope not too. The last question asked was, what else will be trendy when you are 34 years old? Popular answers included new dance moves, virtual reality, travel to Mars, and even more robots. But finally, we have Grace Yu. Grace made a deeply reflective prediction. She thinks we'll be taking a break from technology and having more face-to-face interaction. She added, sometimes what really matters the most, that's what really makes us truly happy. Grace, I hope you're right. And I couldn't agree more. Regardless of the technology we have available, we must never forget the great value in our interpersonal relationships. For it is through these relationships that we learn kindness, compassion, and the value of friendship. Class of 2017, let's not forget that awesome piece of advice. Thank you. Finally, to the Board of Education, these students have met all the requirements for graduation and are ready to receive their diplomas. I proudly present to you the Class of 2017.
As we prepare to distribute the diplomas, I kindly remind you to please respect the graduates by holding all applause until after all names have been called. This way we will be able to hear each and every name of our graduating class members. In an effort to include a greater number of children in the promotion ceremony, we have selected students to call their classmates. I have the honor of recognizing the homeroom callers, pledge leaders, and graduation speakers. Ava Harden. Lily Harris. Anna Marshall. Megan Reimer. Elizabeth Ross. Matthew Buden. Caroline Siebert. Julia Nelson. Carter McDermott. Eden Barad. Jenna Oshana. Rory McKeough. William Kessler. Carter Lindberg. Linnea Mason. Isley Herschel. Michelle Abreu Kemp. Laith Bakari. Liam Brennan. Anna Larimore. Joshua Green. Mila Cutler. Lindsay Condry. Francis Esheis. Jack Chiarelli. Jay Wog. Isaac Moore. Delaney Paris. Catherine Richards. Ethan Moy. William Terry. Max Blake. Ashley Erickson. Quinn Doty. Ian Maloney. Sydney Schweitzer. Peter Smith. Luca Voyeski. Jackson Hairston.
Rinchin Bayarma. Michael Boyer. Sarkis Cruz. George Esteve. Rachel Gladstein. Michelle Glennon. McGregor Gordon. Demetra Kiri. Jake Kruger. Jack Lennon. Aaliyah Lerner. Maximilian Malecki.
Ari Marcello. David McCall. Jack Mitchell.
Sure, thank you.
Beckett Murtaugh. Jenna Meidelack. Rebecca Nathan. Alicia O'Connor. George Onge. Kalina Olsokowski. Grace Scheingezist. Catherine Schumacher. Liesel Stephenson.
Rachel Burliant. Emma Braband. Kyle Day. Sam Dewey. Cameron Dyke. Max Dunn. Nicole Fabish. Eva Gorin. David Gormanis. Daniel Greiner. Miles Johnson. Daniel King. Sophie Leemaster. Emily Liu.
Tommy McDermott. Luke McDonald. Michaela Mears. Amelia Montgomery. Aiden Moore. Brian Mustafi. Ava Nemirovsky. Alicia Osolkowski. Caroline Smith. Jonah Sternweiler. Megan Sirico. Timothy Wang. Grace Yu.
John Albrighton. Riley Burton. Michael Chen. Cassidy Cohen. Silpol Diantravon. Gia Flynn. Chase Hetler. Georgia Jones. Charles Kearney. Quinn Kelly. Michael Kalanko. Nathan Lightfine. Maxwell Marshall.
John Vasallo. Sia Matal. Hendrik Nelson. Abigail Nugent. Greta Pelzek. Cleo Poole. Serena Papatia. Nicoletta Syhojas. George Roberts. Jonathan Scheingezist. Lauren Schmukler. Ryan Schultz. Annie Stone.
Mustafa Ali. Zara Badella.
I'm just going to ask that we respect all of our graduates and their names. Please hold your applause till the end. Thank you.
Jonas Bonaliga. Maya Crystal. Liam Donahoe. Noah Frankel. Malia George. Ariana Glicken. Aiden Greif. Sophia Gradinger. Dylin Hummel. Nancy Kademan. Benjamin Keenan.
Owen May. Emily McKenzie. Gabriella Nocera. Chloe Okaninsky. Will Parker. Spencer Pavkovich. Ethan Penn. Marissa Recchia. August Stilp. Marissa Sun. Amelia Valavanis. Emily Weckler. Zachary Yosha.
Jack Jakazian. Hillary Cox. Lincoln Crow. Sam Cummins. Samuel Dietrich. Catherine Groff. Oliver Hoffman. Sinibra Ishaya. William Kearney. Rin Little. Kalev McCarthy. Maeve McNulty. Colleen Murdoch.
Maggie Nowak. Aiden O'Donnell. Jacob Park. Olivia Picard. Alex Redding. Ryan Rittner. Amber Rosegay. Alexis Rosenberg. Hannah Schneiderman. Jack Shimkiss. Heidi Vanini. Andrew Wang. Nikki Yan.
Amanda Alpert. Max Anderson. Grace Baisley. Rebecca Beto. Mackenzie Bosman. Sophia Canchola, Jack Colvin, Joseph D'Annunzio, Caden Eichbush, Sarah Ford, Talia Goose, Samuel Harvey,
Madeline Irvin, Abigail Kaplan, Michael Kim, Jane Klein, Benjamin Levins, Michaela Lyons, Matthew Olson, George Panamitros, Sophia Salazar, Mia Sedgwick, Charles Siebert, Maggie Von Dolan,
Simon Chong, Emily Ernst, Angelina Gambacorta, Ali Garcia, Henry Gilson, Abby Houlihan, John Kim, Jensamy Mathers, Rita McCarthy, Genevieve O'Meara, Maxwell Olson, Eleanor Plunkett,
Allison Rodino, Noah Rush, Susanna Shaker, Caroline Shaw, Grace Shelley, Jordan Spencer, Bennett Verhoog. Oh, Bridget Tracy. Sorry. Bridget Tracy. James Walsh. Jack Whitehouse. Andrew Witt.
Isabella Ali, Catherine Backanen, William Henry Barbin,
Caroline Bewley, Charlotte Bokoff, Adrian Kalinescu, Megan Chase, Kathleen Ellie, Kirsten Kabak, Jack Cantor, Mitch Kruger, Dylan Levin.
Cindy Liu, Kai Moore, Peter Newsom, Lilia Rose Osborne, Sarin Park, Peter Patelski, Dylan Sussman, Margaret Sweeney, Jeffrey Tong, Kingston Warner, Henry Witt, Aaron Zelke,
Carson Aarons, Chloe Avioli, Ayla Babbitt, Cameron Blanc, Jackson Edward Bridge, Bianca Canales, Kieran Descharnais, Grace Ervolino, Sarah Andre, Addison Frank, Marin Friedman, Ben Friedman,
Daniela Holstein, Jiwoo Kim, Thomas Kunkler, Ava Katilik, Gus Martin, Hayden Mills, Nicole Nikolova, Matthew Pavia, Quinn Pellegrino, Charles Radke, Rowan Simon,
Annabelle Tavonian, Justin Weinswag.
Catherine Belinsky. Sophia Bonaguidi. Kristen Brasky. Dylan Harlan. Sarah Harada. Jacob Holroyd. Alice Hu. Amanda Hudson. Kaysen Ijishasan. Tiani Jin. Zach Jobs. Grant Lakowski. Nicholas Larrabee.
Vincent Luglio. Amelia Palmer. Andrew Picar. Emily Rice. Aiden Salama. Daniel Salgado. Lucas Sean Rivera. Sophia Shaker. Benjamin Steigman. Joelle Stressler. William Truckenbrod. Benor Weiner. Brooklyn Wise.
Olivia Boat. Nicholas Chang. Sarah Connerty. Gavin Fountain. Alejandra Fred. Wynn Haig. Charles Hungler. Kathleen Kelly. Neve Lane.
Maximus Lebov, Izako Mati, Dante Mitchell,
Ava Nagshine, Eleanor Nelson, Adam Reed, William Reagan, John Rogers, Leo Russick, Thomas Schindler, Catherine Sheridan, Lindsay Seibel, Gavin Tion, Lucy Trainer, Ethan Yu, Rose Backus, Ann Baird, Michael Beto, Andrew Boakes, Grace Carlson, Andrew Chikazian, Isabel Cowan, Selena Dung, Christina Fahmy, Haley Fitzsimmons, Alexander Greco, Mira Gupta,
Andrew Hungness, Cullen Irwin, Christiana Meridakis, Jack Morheim, Richard Porwancher, Zachary Robledo, Jake Rubin, Sophia Russick, Sabrina Schwartzman, Luke Snellback, John Springer, Sophia Tashan,
Arby Valeri, Catherine Bennett, Cameron Boyd, Ali Boyer, Sophie Byrne, Samantha Shvala, Maxfield Conigan. Aiden Doherty. Hallie Fink. Uma Fodar. Aaron Gorney.
Daniel Lai. Matthew Malzak. Maeve McConnell. Russell McGrath. Amanda Nicholas. Allison O'Bara. Brody Roth. Nicholas Scholes. Brendan Sermon. Elizabeth Taylor. George White. Alexander Yasumoto.
Ashton Barker. Jenna Birdsell. Ava Blau. Emily Brown. Hannah Burns. Matea Carberry. David Friedman. Kate Gorney. Paul Graham. William Kanda. Rick Liao. Jefferson Lin. Michael Malzak.
Lizzie Marino. Stephanie Mayer. Claire Murphy. Peter Nelson. John Morris Osborne. Graham Paul. Jackson Schmelter. Joseph Sullivan. Emma Thomas. Grace Wolf. Aiden Woodley. Aaron Young.
Miguel Alano. Sara Ali. Margaret Armour. Amber Bullock. Madeline Brown. Elizabeth Corby. Elizabeth Cummings. David Davidkov. Elizabeth Dickman. Parker Fleischman Ament. Grace Gazzelli. Miranda Landon. Connor O'Neill.
Olivia Raymond. Quentin Reeb. Emma Rumler. Ethan Salzar-Sobin. Carter Sampson. Ava Schneider. Grace Sheehan. Amanda Stringer. Sean Teese. Kate Thompson. Rick Vandergraff. Joao Viola. And John Wardrop.
I would like the class to please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, Wilmette Junior High School graduating class of 2017. downstairs. You guys go downstairs. Yeah, they go outside. I'm going to make an announcement that says that they can meet graduates downstairs. Families can meet their graduates outside. They will go downstairs, get their things, and meet you outside. Thank you for coming. You may meet your graduate outside. They will go get their diplomas and meet you outside of the gym.